Welcome to the Obesity Medicine Podcast with your host, Dr. Matthea, board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine. Here, we talk about a path to metabolic health, and we have real conversations about chronic weight management and living a full life. Just a reminder, I am a physician, but I'm not your physician. So everything that's on this podcast is for informational purposes, but please go talk to your doctor about what's right for you. There is no medical advice being given on this podcast. Welcome back to another Your Friday 5. I wanted to make today's quickest episode ever. I truly can't remember at this point if I have said on the podcast or not that my most beloved walking track in a few months here, I'm not going to be able to go to it because they're doing a $20 million renovation. I'm incredibly grateful for the school district. I'm so happy for them. It's going to be an amazing renovation, an asset to the community and the students in particular. It's going to be done in September of 27. So you know how delusional I was, guys? I thought that as of December 31st, we wouldn't be there. And I said, oh, well, maybe in September of 26 they'll be done. It's like, no, September of 27. And then let's be real, they're going to have delays. They're going to have reasons that things aren't going to work. So it's probably going to be 28, if not after, when we get back in there, right? But anyway, so I was truly delusional in that. But of course I was disappointed because this is somewhere where I go and I walk an hour or two a day and I just love it. I walk around, I listen to podcasts, Marco Polo, I talk to friends, I make social media posts when I'm there. I mean, it's just, I do tons of things as I'm walking. It's so funny. It can be looked at, oh, how do you find an hour to walk in the morning? You find the hour because you're having a lot of fun and you're actually doing other things as well. To me, it 100% worked out, but I had to figure that out over time. But the reason I'm doing this podcast, it's because I really realized I had this moment where I just realized change is always happening. I know we hear this. And the thing that matters, because stuff is always changing, is how quickly can you pivot? How quickly can you solve for what matters? Otherwise, we're constantly frustrated. Well, I had my 5-second funeral. I was disappointed. I had a little bit of sadness because this place is 4 minutes away from me. It's so close. It's so easy. It's so affordable. It's all the things. But you know what? That's not going to be available in a few months. I found another place that when the time comes, I'll transition there. It might even be better. Maybe I'll find some different classes. Maybe that was meant to happen in that way. Who knows, right? I always think that the next thing presents itself. But the reason that this change is not painful, it's because I welcome it in. Instead of fighting it, I solve for what actually matters here. And for me, it's getting out of the house. It's taking care of my health. It's prioritizing these certain aspects. So how can I keep doing that? It means finding another facility. Now, it's not that I can't walk at home. I do have a treadmill in the garage. I do have a walking pad in my office. I'm incredibly blessed in that sense. These are things that years ago I invested in, and I'm incredibly grateful that I have them. But there's been something about this past year physically walking at a track that for me is just incredibly amazing. I think the time passes quicker. It's a psychological thing. When I'm on a treadmill, sometimes I'm checking the clock often, or I'm just very aware of my feet hitting the treadmill, versus when I'm walking outside or on a treadmill, time is passing differently. I can't explain that any other way. So anyway, the point being, coming back to kind of how change is always occurring, with change occurring, how can we let frustration leave and just think about what is the thing that I need to actually solve for here, and then go after that. When we do that, we are a lot less frustrated. We're able to have some psychological flexibility. We can pivot with things more, and it just makes life easier. Am I happy about this? Absolutely not. But you know what? After a week or two here of me knowing this information, I'm actually very peaceful. I'm very calm. I was joking I'm going to have a kiss the bricks moment when I leave this building before coming back, because I've really loved what this building has provided me all this time. I'm actually in a massive gratitude moment. I'm also in a really big gratitude moment that we're going to get this renovation. So yes, it's going to highly inconvenience me. Yes, it's not ideal, but we're going to end up with something amazing for the students, for the community. That's also what matters, right? So sometimes there's a cost to getting some bigger improvements. Yes, the cost is that won't be available for a period of time. Coming back to change, how can you solve for what actually matters? And how can you do it quickly so that you don't need to stay in the feelings and how's this happening and why is this happening and all of that? How quickly Can we just move on to solving the problem? All right, that's all I have for you today. I'm sure that you're going to hear a lot more about this because I feel like 95% of what I talk about on this podcast is my walking track. But rest assured, I'll be talking about other things. I actually have some really great topics that are coming up. We have some really nice interviews that are being released specifically. If you're listening to today's episode right now with me and you have not listened to Monday's episode where I had Jamie Sellner on, you have to go back and listen to that interview. It was so incredibly inspiration to hear him talk about these life rules, how he's 100% transformed his life. You need to go back and listen to that. So we've had some really powerful interviews and we have some more coming out here in the coming months. I can't believe that I've had the opportunity to talk to some of the people that I have, and even me hearing what they're saying, it transformed me. And so I hope that these interviews are impacting you as well. And I hope that you are honestly having a great last few months of the year here. I find this is a time when the year just passes super quick. I have been really grateful for my 30/30 group because we are continuing to meet even after the program was over. We're meeting every Sunday until the challenge here in December. And I've been really grateful for that grounding presence because I find this is a time of year when there's just a lot happening. I want to remind you all that no matter how much is happening, come back to what your values are, come back to what actually matters, and focus your energy there. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and start to next week, and we'll talk soon. That marks the end of today's episode. But if you're newer to the podcast, I want to tell you about something that we have, and it's a free podcast roadmap. So this is perfect for any of you that are listening where you want to be directed to very specific episodes. So let's say that you are just starting out and you want to know, what should I do right when I start on the medications? Or you're experiencing certain side effects on the GLP-1s, or you want to know what to do if you're in a plateau, or if emotional eating is taking over, or if hunger levels are high. So we have many different categories of episodes that we've talked about because there's a lot at this point. So if you want to be able to navigate that very easily, we have it broken down by category and also the episodes that are there, and we hyperlink to everything. So you can just click on it and find the episode, easy peasy. If you want that, you can go to rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. We'll have it linked right here underneath the show notes where you're listening, and you can go ahead and get that free resource so that it makes it easy for you to navigate, because I know that it's really hard when someone has an established podcast. I am such a podcast fiend. I'm listening to podcasts all day long. And when I find one that I love, but there's a lot that are out there, I am so lost. So I hope that you enjoy this free podcast roadmap. Again, the link to get to that is going to be rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. I hope this is helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.